This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, first, before we get into it, Vegas, the XP Con.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was unreal. It was, the company never ceases to amaze us with what they do and what they put together for us. And this year they kind of went over the top again. And what we learned and the collaboration that went on there, and then the events that they put on for us was just unreal. Like, it's just, I'll tell you what, it's pretty hard to come back from there and not be fired up and ready to go. That's for sure.
When I saw some of the lineup, was Mario Lopez is hosting the gala dinner, and then DJ Jazzy Jeff. It's like my childhood coming back.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm not really a club guy, but the music that they were playing and stuff, it was pretty neat. They did a great job. And the last night, the party that they put on for the agents was unreal. This club, I've never seen anything like it. It's kind of like an outdoor setting. And, we had Caesar's Palace across the street. We had the Eiffel Tower beside us. And then as we're looking down over the streets, like we're on a rooftop and we're looking down over the streets, and you can see the Bellagio show going, the water show there. And it was just, it was really, really cool. And it was good to see some people again, right? So people that we've been in business with for a long time that we haven't actually even met in person, and now we finally got to see people again. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping to be a staple at these events moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, welcome to the Real Estate Revolution podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
What we're trying to do here is there's two things. There's one, like, kind of informative industry information. So I have some people booked for early in the new year, like a home inspector, like financial people and things like that. But the other thing I'm trying to do is, to showcase this amazing company. I don't want to tell people about these big industry leaders and these people we have access to. I want to show them. So that's one of the reasons I asked you to be here, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for having me.
So I thought the best place to start would be, why don't you tell us a little about your history, like your real estate journey thus far? Yeah,
good. Well, I'm in my my 20th year in the business, and when I first started, I was with a company called Sutton Group, and I went there because I had a buddy of mine. Well, actually, he was my real estate agent at the time, and it was the only guy I knew, and it was cheap, so I went there. And then after about a year of that, I was doing real estate part time, and then I think I did about 29 transactions my first year. And I kind of thought, you know what, this might be something I should do full time. So I toughed it out for a little while longer. And then I went to a bigger brand in our area, which was Royal LePage. And I went there because I thought I needed the brand and everything. But what I found out real quick was the brand was, it was just more expensive. What I was getting was the exact same. It just cost me a lot more money, but managed to do that for 8 years. And then I got approached by Keller Williams to open a franchise here in Kingston. And I spent probably 10, 11 months studying their model. I loved it. I loved the training. I loved the culture. I loved what they were doing. But then in the 11th month, when we actually went through the numbers, it didn't make any sense. I had a team of 6 agents at the time, and I could make more money with 6 agents than I could with 75 agents as a Keller Williams. So I decided to go independent, and we opened our own and did that for 10 years. And it was great. It was awesome. There were some ups, there were some downs. But then after that, I had a good friend of mine 2.5 years ago approached me and said, have you ever heard of EXP? And I said, well, I keep hearing about it. I don't know anything about it. And so he said, well, listen, poke some holes in this. I respect your opinion because of what you've done in the real estate industry. So tell me what you think of it. So I looked at it, and I remember sitting back in my chair and I went, man, if this thing is legal in Canada, this is going to change the real estate industry. And I was right. So we did a lot of due diligence. We did a lot of, soul searching, trying to figure out, is this the right move? We thought, hey, why would we move if things were already good? And I think the reason was because I'm always, looking to get better. right?
Right.
And that's one of the things that I believe is no matter how good we are, we can always be better. And so when I looked at the model, it just made way too much sense for us not to do this. And we knew that the industry was changing and the way things were being done. So we decided to jump ship, and that was 2.5 years ago. And now it's been crazy, man. It's just been a crazy ride, and it just we keep getting more and more excited every day because things just keep growing. So it's been fun. That's the real estate side of it.
Yeah. Well, let's like look into that a little deeper then. So you're running your independent, and then things are going well. Like paint the picture. Like how are things going the last few years of your independent?
It was good. I mean, this is the thing. I didn't realize I had pain points until somebody pointed them out.
Right.
So I thought that was just the way it was, right? I thought that, hey, you do have to work 80 hours a week. You do have to go out and grind every day, and you do have to start all over again January 1st. And because I think the thing was there was no option, and being independent was better than working for someone else. Okay. Right. But it also came with other headaches, right? The overhead, the accountability stuff for the agents, and always having to kind of, not babysit, but you had to monitor what everybody was doing all the time. So that took away from the money making activities, right? But it wasn't until I sat down with, like Jay Kinder and Al Stasek, and I saw what they were doing and how they were running their businesses, because they had their own brokerages as well. Right. And the problem was, they had made a few statements to me in the beginning, and they said, wow, you know what? I get tired of selling homes all the time. And, start January 1st, I got to go out and do it again. So if I sell 50 homes now, I got to start all over. Or if I'm selling 50 homes a month, I got to do it all over next month. So there was no exit strategy. And I think when they brought that up, it really rung a bell with me, because, at the time I was 49, and it was like, okay, what does the exit strategy look like? I can't sell my business. Because if I sell my business is not worth anything unless I'm in it. Because when I had my independent, if I wasn't selling, I wasn't making any money, right? The other problem we had is my biggest year, I had 22 agents, and we ran it as a team model, and we had 22 agents, and that was the year that I made the least amount of money. So the biggest I ever got was the year that I made the least amount of money because of the overhead. So I said, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm not going to do that again. So when we saw a better model and a better vehicle, it just made way more sense to use that vehicle than the vehicle I had to get me to where I wanted to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when you started, so how long was the process when you started looking into the XP? Because that was a big move.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I'm sure it's not an easy transition to make.
No.
So what jumped out? What did you like when you were vetting the XP model?
I think, the fact that there was multiple streams of income for doing the exact same thing. Now I'm going to talk as an owner. Okay. So as an owner, I saw that it had things that I could never offer my agents. Right. So when I looked at it, I said, this is better for me, but it's even way better for my agents. Right. And I kind of got scared, because I thought, if I don't do this and they see this model, they're going to do it. Right. They're going to jump on board, and they're going to go, and I'm going to be left out, out to dry. So I think that was one of the things. And again, because the fact that I still had to sell, because I was, doing over 100 transactions myself every year, and our team was probably doing about 300 in total. So a third of the volume was coming from me, and that's where the profit was. But as soon as I would stop doing that, I would lose that. Right. And basically what the agents were bringing in was just enough to kind of cover our expenses. So I still had to grind and hustle. And the problem is, I don't know, like, I don't want to be selling or showing houses when I'm 70. Right. So when I saw that, there was revenue share, residual passive income, that meant a lot to me, as an exit strategy, because, when I look at the fact that I can do work today and get paid for it for 10, 15, 20 years later, that was huge for me. Right. Because you go sell a house, you get your commission check, you get paid once, you're done. Then you got to do it all over again. Whereas now, the work that I do now, I can benefit from it for 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Right. And, for those of you that know me, know that, we've just experienced this whole, COVID crap. And so now, and that's where I am right now. I'm in my dad's basement in quarantine, but which is why I'm in the dark, dungy basement here. But One of the things that I know that I've created a huge passive income right now. And I know that if something were to happen to me tomorrow, that, that income can be now passed down to my children. Right.
Yeah.
So it gives me a little sense of security. And that's what's changed over the last 2.5 years. Whereas when I'm gone and I'm not selling houses anymore, the kids don't get anything, or my wife. Right. So, so I think that that's one of the major reasons, I think.
Okay. So then you made the move, what, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Over to EXP. And then there's what you knew, there's what interested you in the model, but now that you're over here, is there anything that you've discovered with the company that you were just unaware of before?
I think the biggest thing that it's hard to explain to people is the whole collaboration, right? And getting to meet, because that's not something that's presented, in the beginning. In the beginning, I get presented with the facts on the numbers, the passive income, the stocks in the company, and EXP looking after all the crap, and me not having to deal with all the headaches and the liabilities, right? But what they don't really go into very much is who we get to associate with, right? Now we're partnering with some of the top people in the world, right? And we do have some major players, and you're going to see in the next 60 days a lot of these major players in Canada coming over. There's some huge announcements coming down the pipes, and I can't wait, because it's going to make a huge splash, right? And that's what we're excited about. And like, it's like me meeting you, right? I would have never met you before, and we've never been able to partner with somebody like you. And some of the people that we've been able to partner with across the country are partnerships that we would have never had before, and friendships that we would have never had before. But we're all working together like the one big fire, right? Everybody's putting their fires together to help each other. And I don't think that was really clear in the beginning, how we're all here because we're financially aligned to help each other grow. We're all working together, which is really cool.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. So the total group size now.
Yeah.
So you've been with the company 2.5 years. So, what's the size of your total group at this point?
So as of this morning, we're at 320. We're growing at about an agent a day now. And so when I got in, I had 12 agents, and we ran it as a team model. So that team has now, by the end of this month, we'll be at 40 agents on our team alone. And the nice thing about that is, like, I'm not really in production anymore, right? Like I will sell for clients, that call me up and things like that, but I haven't been out doing what I used to do. Our business has pretty much doubled, but our profit has quadrupled, which is the only number I really care about, right? I got a lot of people telling me, oh, I'm doing this many transactions. Okay, what are you keeping? What do you keep at the end of the day is all that should matter. I'd rather do less deals and keep more money than do a pile of deals, be stressed out, and not have any money left at the end of the day, right? Which is what happened to me when I had 22 agents. Right. And, a lot of work, a lot of hassles, a lot of expenses, and no profit. So there's no point in doing that, right? That's just, you're better off just selling on your own rather than building a team. So, and then, now the agent growth is really going through the roof now. And by the end, by mid-January, I mean, we're adding, we know that we have at least about, 50 people in the pipeline right now onboarding. So in the next 30 days, that'll grow by at least 50 agents. So.
And when you talk about quadrupled, you're just talking about production. You're not talking about the additional revenue.
Our double. So our production doubled. Okay. So our volume, the amount of deals we did doubled, but the big number is the profit. The profit quadrupled. So that's what I like. That's what I think is probably the most important number that you got to pay attention to. And now we have leverage, right? Like, I mean, the fact that I don't have to go out and sell homes, I go out and do it because I like it, and I'm still going to do deals and stuff like that because I've got clients and friends and relatives and things like that. But, we've kind of shifted our business a bit now, and we're doing more, agent attraction because, agents are calling us, right? And they're wanting to know what's going on. And we're helping our agents grow their businesses as well, and developing some passive income for those agents as well too, right? So that's a lot of fun as well.
And then how have you found the support? You're working for a cloud-based brokerage.
Yeah,
I know that's one of the pain points people looking at the model always say. So now you're in it. You've been here 2.5 years. What would you say about the support that the company offers?
You know what? I've been really, really surprised. to be honest, because I didn't think it would be the way it is. We're very lucky. We've got some great local support. We've got some, the difference is, when I was at a big brokerage, you had a manager, and that manager wore several different hats, right? And they could only do so much. Like, really, if you're managing 200 or 300 people, you can only do so much, right? Whereas with our company, you have somebody specific for each different division that you need help with, right? So there's constant support there, and there's coaching. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, this is the first time I got out of coaching. I've always had a coach that, I was paying 30 grand a year for, and I believe in coaching, and I believe that no matter how good you are, you can always be better. So, but now all of a sudden I get coaching from some of the top guys in the world, right? If you want to get to a certain level, you need somebody that's going to coach you to get you there, or it's just going to take you way longer. So you can do it the fast way, or you can do it the slow way. I just like getting there quicker. That's all. So the support's been awesome. Can't touch it.
And yeah, and a little bit for the people that don't know. So within EXP, there's the Honey Badger group, which is basically a group formed by Jay Kinder, Al Stasic, and Michael Reese.
Yeah.
And they used to have their own coaching company, global coaching company, and they were extremely successful. Yeah. So you have access to that training, and you've been utilizing it.
Absolutely.
And
I've got access to them. Like, that's the big thing, right? Like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been on a coaching call with Jake Kinder and Al Stasic or John Kitchens, right? John Kitchens is coaching us right now through this whole transition of, because the growth has been massive, right? Like, it's like, okay, man, what do I do next, right? How do I do this? I've never experienced this side of the business and this kind of growth before. So, what do we do next? And that's the cool thing, is that I can talk to John. I talk to him once a week right now, and we go through all the different, game plans on what to do. And he's helped me over the last few months just implement a bunch of different things. And as we do it, we go, okay, man, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And then now it's just escalating. It's pretty fun.
So then today, the Nadeau group, like what's your agent group size at this point?
So we'll be at 40 agents by the end of the month now. So we're at 32 right now, but we've got a bunch coming on here in the next, they're already on board.
And you said as an independent at your largest, you had 22 agents.
22, yeah.
So you've almost doubled your actual brokerage, or your team size.
Yeah.
And now you've got 320 agents in your total group size.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in our local city, anyways, it's gotten crazy.
And just to give the people a sense, so with that group size, the EXP group size that you've grown, how many transactions do you think you would get maybe compensated on over the last 12 months?
Well over 1,500 transactions that we're being paid on that I haven't even touched, right? So that's leverage. That's what you call leverage, right? That's making money while you sleep.
That's an exit strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This is what the exit strategies allowed me to do. Okay. Because for me, it's about having that balance. And I mean, balance doesn't really exist, but you know what? Some days you're going crazy, other days. But the thing is, the balance that I've been able to have is more time with my family. I'm being able to travel. I'm going to, be working from Arizona this winter, which is really cool. I can't wait. And then also, I've been able to golf, at least 3 times a week. And that's something that goes into my calendar every week. And I just work around that. And, I get to work because I want to, not because I have to. Right. And I think that that's what's really important. But, I don't want people to get the wrong idea either. This business is about us helping people. Right. And when I hear, we just did a whole bunch of interviews with agents in the last, couple of weeks, and we're always looking for feedback. What can we do better? Right. And these are the agents that are on our partnership group. And I can't believe how many positive conversations that I've had with people that are like, okay, I've got $30,000 saved up in stocks. I've got, hey, my rev share check last month was $600. That paid my car, right? Or hey, man, I made so much money this year that I was able to buy myself a new car. And just to hear things that when people are doing well and they're in a culture that they like, they're happy. And when they're happy, they just do better, right?
Oh, exactly.
And that's what I'm getting. So I get off the call and I'll go talk to my, my office manager. I'm saying, oh my God, this is amazing, right? People are actually happy, right? So I'm kind of surprised, because when I had my own brokerage, it was constantly dealing with headaches and complaints. And, and I think what was happening is we just didn't have value for people. Now we've got this massive value proposition, and that makes everybody happy because there's something in it for everybody. whether you're doing 300 deals a year or whether you're just brand new getting started and you want to take the boot camp and learn how to get to that next level, right? So I think that that's what makes it, the value proposition is so good that people are excited.
Yeah, that work-life balance. You said you're doing 80-hour weeks with your independent.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you remember this conversation, one of the early conversations when we were chatting. I made a comment. I didn't want to be insulting in any way, but when I was vetting the company, I saw videos from you from a few years back.
Oh yeah.
And then and I see you live, and you just look, a lot healthier. And that makes sense to me. You're doing your 80-hour weeks, and now you got that kind of work-life balance, and you're able to go golfing, able to go on all these trips.
Man, you're not stressed, right? And that's true. I've had clients many a time say to me, "Man, you look tired."
Yeah.
Before, and it was like, really? Does it show that much? And the thing is now, you get up in the morning, you go to the gym, you go to work, and then you golf in the afternoon, and then you do a few things at night, and then you go boating, you do different, and that's possible for anybody. It's not because I've been in the business a long time. It's just if you follow the model, if you follow the coaching, anybody can do it. And man, this happened in like a year and a half, 2 years for us. That's how quick it happened, right? But you got to be willing to do the work, right? You got we can give everybody the tools, but if they don't do the work, it doesn't matter where they are. You might as well just go to the cheapest place possible if you're not going to do the work, right? But if you're looking to grow, right? And I'm just reading your thing here. It says where agents grow and collaborate together. If you're wanting to grow, then it's a perfect opportunity for that agent that just wants to get better.
Yeah, you're right. You can give someone all the tools, but if they're not going to get up, they're not going to make those calls. Nothing's going to happen.
Still got to grind, man. Still got to go out there and get her.
So then, what would you say if there was someone out there kind of looking into EXP, and I know it's new and people are a little weary of something new? Is there any advice you give to an agent that was currently considering making that move?
I've been on. I'm probably on 15 to 20 conversations a week right now with agents with the amount of calls that we're getting. And you'll be amazed. Like everybody that I talk to, they all at the end of the conversation go, "Wow, I didn't realize that this is what it was." Right? I had no idea. And they're all surprised. They all seem to like it. And right now, probably 85 to 90% of the people we show it to are looking at making the move. And that's huge, because I think the biggest thing is people have to do their due diligence. I did my due diligence, but you got to make sure you get your information from the right people, because you might go to somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. And it's like buying a Tesla, right? You're not going to go to a Ford dealership to find out about the Tesla. They're going to tell you why you shouldn't buy a Tesla, right? So go to somebody like you or myself that know what they're talking about within the company and have some kind of value to add, and do your due diligence and find out, get the facts. Because I'll tell you what, once I got the facts, I would have been stupid not to do this, right? And my son was the one that kept saying, he goes, you're supposed to be this positive guy. You're coaching people, you're helping people and all this, and you're always talking about being positive, but now you're trying to find reasons not to do this, right? We did the pros and cons list, everything. And the pros list was huge, and then the cons list was like this. And he's like, why are you focusing on the cons when the pros are so big, right? And he said, man, whether you like this or not, this is happening. So either you decide to jump on board, monetize it, and build this thing across Canada, or you can just sit back and watch everybody else do it, right? And of course, I don't like missing out on any opportunity, and that's where I saw this as being such a huge opportunity. And we are, this is the thing, when you guys all start seeing all the big players that are starting to come over, you're going to start wondering why, right? And that's when it's time to reach out and ask the questions as to why is everybody looking at this thing now, right? Because times are changing. The real estate industry is changing. Everybody knows it. Everybody said Amazon wouldn't work. Everybody said Airbnb and Netflix and all these companies wouldn't work, right? Because they were cloud-based and it would never happen. Well, look out, right? EXP is the next Amazon of real estate. So,
and it's not like we can't show people the company just went over 70,000 global agents.
Yeah.
I think we're trending. Last I saw was 18 countries, but they probably opened a few more since.
Yeah, they're opening a new country every 2 to 3 months, which is great. This thing isn't on trial anymore. This is the real deal. It's here. It's here to stay. And
you're probably finding it too. I find it in my market. It's still newer. That they only opened it up in my community about a year ago, and there's still the fear of the unknown. But from just talking to our partners down in the U.S., they went through this. But they're always ahead of the trend. So it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, they were going through this. But then that, as you're right, that tipping point, and maybe the tipping point is these big announcements that are coming out that I'm sure you're going to share with me offline, right?
Can't wait. It's all top secret.
My last one for you, just quick question was, well, what does the future look like for Pierre Nadeau real estate group, for Pierre? Like, is there anything you're excited about? What's the next 5-10 years look like for you?
Yeah, well, we've set some pretty aggressive goals, and based on our growth rate that we're having right now, which right now, Jake Kinder always told me that if you're at a 6% growth rate, you would double every year, right? Yeah. And right now we're experiencing about a 12% growth rate, which means our numbers will double every 6 months. So at that rate, we should have, the goal for next year by this time next year is 1,000 agents. And that's just because now it's just growing, right? And now there's some big people coming over, and they're bringing a lot of people with them. So that's just going to multiply. Our team, we want to continue to grow our local team, because, we've got some amazing partners there that we're very lucky to be in business with. And that's exciting and it's fun. So for me, it's, we're in the process of creating a whole new coaching company. And we're going to have some of the top producers in the country getting together, and we're going to collaborate and offer coaching for free to all of the agents that want to partner with us. And that's the main goal right there. And then we're going to start touring around, and we're going to start doing events, and that people can invite people to find out more about the company, do some coaching, help people grow their businesses. And that's what the next 12 months looks like. So that's already in the works, and I'm pretty pumped, pretty excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I just hope that you take a little bit of time over the holidays. I don't know if you have those moments that like sit back and just realize what you've accomplished in the last 2.5 years. Yeah. Like sometimes when you're in it, you don't realize. You just need everything to kind of stop, to kind of reflect and see, and just appreciate everything that you've done. So it's awesome to be part of it. My promise to you is I've turned down a couple of golfing requests because I haven't swung a golf club in about 6 years. So I won't lie, I'm going to maybe get a lesson or two. Yeah. And then next golfing season, I'm going to tear it up out there. And by tear it up, I mean divots all over the golf course. You know what? It's all about having fun, man. It's all about having fun. Doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're out there with some good people, having a good time, and you're relaxing and just taking some time for yourself to relieve the stress, right? And what better way than to be smacking a ball around? Awesome. Well, thanks again. I really appreciate you doing this. Yeah. And obviously, all the best to you in the new year. Have a happy, safe holidays. Have a speedy recovery in your quarantine there. Yeah. All good. Listen, hey, thanks for having me. And I appreciate you being in business with us. I'm expecting great things from you, and I'm looking forward to, you're a great guy. You're a great realtor. You're a super entrepreneur. And I know that you're going to kill this thing, and you're going to blow it up. You're doing great things already. And you know what? I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Awesome. Appreciate that. All right, man. All right, we're going to go off on the Honey Badger video. Okay. Have a good one. Take care. All right. Take care, Dave. See ya.
This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.